Stop comparing. The timeline is a lie. You are not behind. You are right on time.
All right, let's just dive right in. For so many of us, there's this quiet, nagging feeling that we're running late. That when it comes to money, to building a future, we somehow miss the starting gun. And that feeling, it all comes from a really powerful, but totally false belief. So I'm just gonna ask it directly. Do you feel financially late? Do you ever look at your life and just think, I should be so much further along by now? If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is one of the most common anxieties out there, especially once you hit your 40s and beyond.
And you know where that anxiety comes from? It's fed by this one single, powerful idea, the belief that there's some kind of correct schedule for financial success, a universal timeline where you're supposed to hit certain milestones by certain ages, and if you don't, well then you've fallen behind. Game over.
Well, in this explainer, we're gonna dismantle that whole idea. We are going to expose the lie of the perfect financial timeline and hopefully completely reframe how you look at your own journey. And look, the reason this myth is so powerful is because it looks logical. It starts with a simple truth. The advice to start early isn't wrong. Mathematically, it's a great idea. But here's the twist. When that simple advice turns into a moral rule, when it becomes a judgment on your character, well, that's when it stops being helpful and starts to seriously distort reality. So let's take a closer look at this whole start early thing and really unpack how this perfectly good advice becomes, well, kind of toxic for so many of us. Here's the problem in a nutshell. The advice is simple, start early. But the hidden message, the one that so many of us actually hear, is if you didn't, you've already failed. Just like that, helpful guidance turns into this quiet little voice of condemnation, making you feel like you are careless or irresponsible.
And you know why that's so messed up? Because this myth completely ignores what real life is actually like. It assumes we all had this smooth, perfect, uninterrupted path, which, let's be honest, almost nobody has. It totally forgets about things like, low-paying first jobs, family stuff, health issues, or just trying to figure out how to survive your 20s. These aren't signs of failure, they're signs of a normal, messy human life.
Okay, so if that whole perfect timeline is a myth, then what's the reality? It's time to trade that lie for the actual truth. Because the way most people really build financial stability, well, that's a story you don't hear nearly often enough.
Right. The perfect timeline assumes life is just this neat, straight line heading upwards. But is anyone's life really like that? No. Life is messy. Jobs get lost, health takes a turn, relationships change, kids happen, the economy shifts, new responsibilities just appear out of nowhere. These aren't failures, people. They're normal life disruptions that the myth just conveniently pretends don't exist. Now, this next part is maybe the most important takeaway of all. This is the big aha moment. See, the stories we hear are always about the 22-year-old tech founders, right? The overnight successes. But that is not the norm, not even close. The reality is, most people build their financial stability slowly, quietly, and often much later in life than the popular stories suggest. What you might be going through, it's not the exception. For a lot of people, it's the rule.
And here's the biggest irony of all. People often gain the real capacity to save and invest with purpose, thanks to higher income, more experience, at the exact moment they start feeling like it's too late. Your 40s and 50s are often your highest earning years. Your most powerful financial years could very well be right ahead of you. Okay, so if the old timeline is a total lie, what do we replace it with, right? We need a new way to think about this. It's time to redefine success on our own terms, with a framework that actually fits the life we're living, not the one we think we should have lived.
And this new framework, it involves a really powerful shift in your values. Maybe before 40, success felt like it was all about speed and status and what other people thought. But after 40, what really truly improves your life is something different. It's about steadiness, it's about security, and maybe most of all, it's about peace.
And that just reframes the whole game. Success is no longer measured by how many possessions you have, but by having fewer emergencies. It's not about what you own, it's about what doesn't own you. It's about being able to handle a surprise car repair or a leaky roof without total panic. It's about reducing that constant hum of anxiety. That is real wealth.
Okay, as we start to wrap this up, I want to talk about time itself. Because that whole timeline myth, it turns time into your enemy, right? It makes it feel like this big, scary countdown clock ticking away. But that's not what time really is.
The moment you truly let go of the perfect timeline, you stop arguing with your past, and you can finally start working with your future. Time stops being this harsh judge, and it becomes what it always was, a resource. It's a period of focused work, of construction, that you can still use with real intention.
And look, let's be real. Starting later might change your strategy. Of course it does. You probably won't build wealth the exact same way someone who started at 25 does. Your plan might need to be different, maybe more focused, more intentional. But the key thing is this: starting later does not remove the possibility of progress. It never does.
So, what this all comes down to is, there is no universal schedule. Your timeline isn't behind schedule. It's just yours. It's the one you're actually living right now. And really, the only timeline that matters is the one that starts today. So the only question left is, what's your first step?
Stop comparing. The timeline is a lie. You are not behind. You are right on time.